Guys, we're gonna work a little combination, very fundamental submission, and then what happens if they start to defend the submission. Starting in the mount, we're gonna look to get a head and arm choke or an arm triangle. I really like a couple different scenarios in the mount to attack. First, anytime we can start to get under either one or both elbows and work the arms up, a lot of attacks come from here. And this is a really good spot to make your partner tired, exhaust them, and then, because their arms are up around their head, there's a few really powerful submissions. The double unders is great, but it's very hard to get good at controlling and manipulating these arms up into position. I think even an easier way and a good place for a beginner to start is with a cross face and an underhook, just one arm underhooked. If we get here, we got the option for the arm triangle. So if I'm in the mount, let's imagine the elbows are not inside my thighs. We're here. I've already cleared the elbows. I'm going to start to put my wrist under one of the elbows. And generally, I start looking for the cross face. And what I want to do as I do this, I want to start scooting back. Once I get underneath, I can even start adding in a grapevine here. But I'm like chest to chest with my partner. And now I can start driving up and lifting that elbow with the itsy bitsy spider here. His elbow always wants to stay down. So you have to get good at the skill of getting back underneath that arm and cranking it up to the side of the head. The elbow is lower than the shoulder. I'm using the mat. We call it itsy bitsy spider for obvious reasons, but I'm crawling that up. If he's really strong, I might have to keep it like a lot of tension. I might have to anchor my hand and use a lift and then a replacement step and keep continuing to crawl and lift, upgrade my grip, keep crawling. Sometimes it's difficult. You can play with that. But once the elbow is above the shoulder, everything becomes easier. Usually at the moment I cross above the shoulder, I start cutting the itsy bitsy spider towards the head. My goal is to get to this position with my arms crossed where I get a grip on the shoulder, I lift the head, and I get a grip on my elbow. This is a really good spot to just make someone miserable, control them, and start setting things up. So if I get somebody here, if I want to do the head and arm choke or the arm triangle, I'm going to first block his tricep with my face. I need to get my head on this side of the arm. I use my face at first, but now I need to make some adjustments. So with the temporary hold of my face, I can replace my grip with my hand as a post. And here is where the two most important details of this head and arm choke come in. You have to make the adjustment right here. I need very tight bicep to neck connection. So what I'm going to do while I'm posting is I walk my hand in. If you guys see my elbow, I'm walking that elbow into the side of his neck. It's already choking him right now. The second thing I need is I need my neck behind my ear at the meat of his deltoid. So as I post, I lower myself and I put my head in position. But then I usually post again on the shoulder and get lower. You guys see how I'm like digging deep? The deeper, the better. If I can get the bicep connection and deep under the meat of the shoulder, I now have a nice tight connection on both sides of the neck. And what I'm gonna do as a demonstration is I can finish this without moving and without locking my hands if everything's in the right spot. You guys see? So that's a good test if you have everything right. Once I get my head in position in real life when we're fighting, I then lock my hands in a gable grip. The outside hand is palm up. You can finish from the mount if you have everything right. So if you're gonna try that, lower that leg and hip. And two things are happening. I'm driving up and across with my head and shoulder. Sorry. And then I'm squeezing and pulling in here as I clamp everything together. So if everything's in spot, I drop the hip. Watch how I drive forward, across, and squeeze. If they don't tap in 2 or 3 seconds, I always step off to the side. So I'll test it. If it doesn't work, I immediately windshield wiper and go flat. Same thing here, I'm driving forward, staying low, up and across as I pull the bicep into the neck and squeeze. My elbow on the right side, this right elbow never comes off the floor. If you're here, you're missing it. What you need to do is repost, walk that arm in deeper till the elbow touches the floor. Here we are. You guys see? There's a lot of details there, and you're probably gonna get in there and need some adjustments, but feel free to holler at me. Has to be super tight to the neck, super low, and you have to squeeze with opposing forces going in different directions. So I start with the underhook, cross face, I scoot back. We can practice this itsy bitsy spider, getting the elbow up to the side of the head. I grip the shoulder and my elbow to get to our starting position. Get my face on the side of the tricep. I block it temporarily so I can get my hand there. I now get low and I walk that bicep in and get low on the deltoid. Lock a gable grip. Try to finish from the mount, see if you can. Then you can windshield wiper, go flat, drive forward, squeeze across the neck. How tight was it?
Oh, tight. Good.